Hello everybody. I'm so happy to be here today coloring with you. We are going to start, I'm going to start while I'm talking with the 1009 Dahlia Purple. So yeah, this page is really coming together. I'm very happy. So these little bells here, we'll start with a layer of Dahlia Purple, like this here. Okay, can go in nice and dark up there. Next, we will go with the 934 Lavender. We're going lightly. We're not going to the bottom. We're stopping just before. Okay, and at the top here we can see that the Dahlia Purple and the Lavender, there's a dark line there. I'm going to shade a little bit more in round circles to blend these two pencils together. No harsh lines. This is all it takes, is a little bit of blending. There we go. And then on the bottom, I'm going in with the 915 Lemon Yellow. Going a little bit over the lavender. All right, with the lavender, we'll go back and just go very slightly, still leaving the ends of the flower yellow. There we go. Now for the top of those flowers, we'll go in with the olive green 911. We'll color that in. Just one color will be fine. They're just so small. And it also helps with the difference of, since we only have 12 pencils, sometimes some elements can be done with just one pencil. If we go see, let's say Johanna Basford, she usually colors with just one pencil. So let's say she starts at the bottom, a little bit harder, and then she goes back. She always leaves a little tip of white. So she starts at the bottom of the leaf and she goes up very lightly, but she doesn't color the end of the leaf. Goes lightly. You might want to zoom in to see what this looks like. This is very much her style. She's on YouTube, and you can see many of her tutorials. This is how she colors with just one pencil, like that. Here she goes. She likes sets that are smaller. That way she doesn't have to think up too much about what colors she's going to use. Right? She's a lovely person. She's a lot of fun to watch, to listen to. Okay, let's go in with our Posca. Okay, so let's just do a dot on each leaf here at the tips and in the middle of the circle. Okay, so let's do the outline. There we go. Little dot in each. Let's try another white pen. Sometimes this one can be a good one too. I haven't used it in so long, I don't even know if it's still working. Yeah. So it might be easier for you to find this one. Although I think Poscas are really easy to find everywhere. I'm going to thin that out. It's a little bit too thick. So this one is the Signo Uniball. You can find this, you see Uniball over here. So you can find this at your local store or on Amazon. So both can work, right? Dot, 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 dot. I'm going to thin it out. Okay. All right. So let's get more lavender here. Okay, we also have the Jelly Roll 10. You can get it in 8 or in 5. They're a little bit more difficult to use, but let's see. I haven't used this one in a very long time either. Let's see if it still works. It seems to be. So let's just go ahead and do here, the end of these flowers here. So that gives you different options. There you go. If ever you find your pencil seems to not be working, it could be because it's clogged up because of the wax paper. So I like to use a construction paper because I see it right away if it's working or not. There we go. So different options for different people. Let's go and do these flowers like we did over here. So we used this combo here. So if you want to write down the combos, we've used the exact same colors now for two other color alongs. So let's see. So this is the pomegranate. The pink. And the light pink. You can take a screenshot. Okay, let's, with the dahlia, the 1009, I'll just fill in these little spots here between the petals. So they'll be nice and dark. You're probably wondering how we're going to do the house with all these same colors. How is it going to stand out? I have faith. I think we'll do a good job. Okay, then with the pink, blend that out. And then with the lightest pink, we'll come out probably at the ends. With our darkest, the 195 pomegranate, we'll go ahead and make some lines like this. We already have some lines from Johanna, so I'm just extending those lines. We're also shading where this leaf is over this leaf. This leaf is over this leaf. This leaf is over this leaf. There we go. We're going to come back with our pink and just blend a little bit just by going over our lines here and over the shaded area here. It's going to blend it. So I'm not going in those circles, I'm going straight over what I've already colored. I'm going over the lines and the shaded area. There. The middle section with the yellow submarine. Who knows that song? Yellow Submarine. with the olive green 911. Just do the bottoms of these little petals here. And the circle and a half moon. We'll come in with the white. Do our little dots. There we go. We'll do the lines. Like that. Please like and subscribe. I appreciate it very much. And I've noticed that we have some more subscribers, which is awesome. There we go. All right. So let's start the house. Oh my goodness. So what we're going to do first is start with one color per item. And then we'll go back in if we want to add a second or third color. So we can see a bit more what's happening here. So for the roof, I'm going to go very lightly, 911 olive green. I'm not going to go to the end. I'm just going to stay up above. Like that. I'm going to go in a little bit more at the top here. It's going to be a little bit darker than the bottom. All right, we're going to do the same thing here, all along actually. Just, this will give me an idea of what we can do. Very, very, very lightly. And where the shaded area will be right here where the little lines are. We'll go in 2, 3, 4 layers of this very light method. There we go. If you hold the pencil further like this, it does help. If you're like me and you're heavy-handed, this does help to stay lighter. It's a good time to open the TV while you're coloring this, and or put on some music. You can zoom in to be able to see closer if you need to. So far, I think we're doing a good job with 12 pencils. It's a challenge, but it's so worth it. It's a good way to test Prismacolors. This book is Magical Worlds. Has excellent paper quality. Okay, I like that. Now the chimney I will do with the Dahlia Purple 1009. Again, I'm going to start on one side and go very lightly. So the one side is darker and the rest is very light. I'm not going to the end of the brick. I like coloring houses. So here, darker at the end and lighter, and you don't go to the, you leave a little bit of the white, the paper, at the end. So basically this is how you will color if you want to color with just one pencil each item. It's a nice relaxing method. Okay, so we're going to treat this as moss. So we're going to go back in with the olive green 911. So at the top I can be 3-4 layers and go down just one layer. Again, I'm leaving some of the paper, the white at the bottom. This one I'll go ahead on both sides, have a dark, and I'll go in lightly and leave the middle paper like that. Same thing here. I'll start darker at the ends and then lighter, but I'll leave some white paper in the middle. There. Isn't that pretty what you can do with just one pencil? It's pretty amazing. Okay, with the olive green again, I'm going to go in the window, do the darkest part. Okay, this time I picked up grass green, so let's go with that. 909. So the dark area will be in the corner. In this corner here, on the top. And then we'll join everything by going lightly. So light, light. We're going to leave a little area in white. So light, light, and light. All right, so I'm going to go darker at the ends and then lighter. Darker here, and lighter. I'll go everywhere lighter actually. Okay. I'll do the same thing over here. Go darker there, darker there. Maybe I'll just add a few lines. Treat it as if it was wood. Okay, this one I'm going to go in with two colors. So I'm going back in with the olive green. So some little lines there. go in with the yellow in the center with a few lines. Go back with the olive green to make sure that the end is dark enough. Okay, I'm happy with this. That's good. Okay. We'll do the same thing here. We'll go dark to light. This is called 911 olive green. So dark to light. I've left the bottom. This could be the fence or could be the basement under the house. Okay, I'm going to go to the bottom. I'm not going to leave the white space. There we go. Okay. These leaves we're going to do with dahlia. Very dark to light. Very dark to light. Can leave the tip lighter. This is also a quicker way to color also. So when I finish coloring today, I will wait till tomorrow morning when I wake up and decide, do I want to put a second color or not? It's very pretty. Let's continue these windows here. So with we actually took the other green for the windows. The grass green 909. So the ends are darker. And then we're just going in lines. We'll take the olive green for the ends and some lines. Olive green for the ends with a few lines. And then with the yellow, Okay. We're not going to burnish. Just going to let the white specks there. Sometimes it can be to our advantage. Okay, so with the, let's use this one here, like we did up here. 909. We'll do the corner. The corner. We'll do this. The letter T in the middle. Okay. And then we can go very, very lightly on the ends and leave a little bit of white in the middle. Okay. There we go. I'm going to add a little dot of Posca here in the white area. Make sure we see this. So now we're getting an idea of how our house is going to be looking. The tips of these flowers, I'm going to put just a couple little dots. So I've been taking out my Ardix pencils. It's 126 pencils set. They're probably extremely inexpensive this week with Boxing Day, or Black Friday, I think it is. And so I have to get used to them because I don't even know if I colored one page with them. I remember testing them out and thinking, no, I'm going to keep using Prisma. But if you are looking for a budget set, they're recommended by several colorists. So it could be a good choice. There we go. In the white areas here. All right. Let's get some lavender curtains. So about 4 layers on top, and then we go very lightly on the bottom here. Several layers and very lightly. Several layers here, several layers here, and then lightly. Several layers lightly. So where I'm going heavier is where the creases are. Okay, let's have some yellow in the windows. I like seeing yellow in windows. I find like it's a happy place. When the lights are on in the house, it's nice, gives off some nice warmth. And then with the pale vermilion, I'll come and just do the borders, the sides a little bit here. and blend that in with the yellow, lemon yellow, 915. There we go. That warms up the page automatically. Okay, so let's do some of this background here. The colors that we used for the background were the blue slate, or here the blue slate, the non-photo blue, the olive green, the spring green, and the lemon yellow. All right, so we just have some fun. We want this to be darker under the bells, I'll call them the bells, bell flowers. And then I'll go out with the non-photo blue. So I'm not doing the exact same thing everywhere, because with this type of background, you basically just go where you feel like going where. Sometimes you feel like, oh, I need a bit more blue here, or a bit more green. Let's go black with the blue slate. It's funny sometimes how it's difficult to get words out. And it's not just me, really. When I watch the other colorists doing their color alongs, they do the same thing. So this is where I'd be sitting in my recliner and just adding the color wherever I want. It's relaxing. Let's get some spring green in here. So let me know if you have any Johanna Basford books, Maria Trolley, or Hannah Carzone. can leave a comment, and if I have that book, then I can look and see if I can do a color along, if there's a page that inspires me. I do really like color more in the pages that it really inspire me. I get an idea and I feel like doing something in particular. I'll never color a page I don't like. Never say never, but I'm not looking to color a page that I don't like. Each book has colors that I like, pages that I like, and some of them I don't, which is okay. So in a whole book, I'm not going to color more than a few pages anyways. So it's okay to choose the one I like the most. Yellow. I do like this combo a lot. I think that it's one that I will come back to once in a while. I am going heavy-handed right now because I want my colors to be vibrant, and it's working out. So when you're coloring this way here, you're also saving your wrists, and when you're doing a lot of coloring, it really helps you if you have arthritis, or it's a good way to color, to go very lightly like that. I use a little bit more of the non-photo blue. It's a color that I like very much, so I do tend to go towards it more often. You might find yourself going towards yellow more often because that's the color that you love. So I don't know how much coloring I want to finish this one. And then after that, I might take a few days, go see the family. So how's this looking? Let's see. It's coming along. It's coming along. Should we do a little bit more of the house? Okay, we're gonna get some more of that house done. Okay. Let's go with Dahlia Purple. Let's start with the edge, which is a little darker than the rest, and lightly go out. Very lightly. Okay. This is going to be our Dahlia house. So where it's shaded, like beside the window, I will go a little heavy-handed with the dahlia because this could be a very dark shaded area. This here and under here. Shade could be on just one side, it could be on two sides. It depends on all of the light sources. I'm going to do the same here. Okay, so while we were coloring this page, we were saying maybe more shade underneath, right? Underneath the items. So I'm going to go underneath the flower and just do a light dahlia. Just makes it look more like a dark brown. Well, I guess it would be brown if I mixed it really well. And then if I go back in with the olive green, I'm going to sharpen it. Nice and pointy. And put some shaded areas here. The dahlia, I'm going to sharpen. Go right underneath. Back with the olive green. And with the non-photo blue, which I will sharpen. I'll just blend that out a little bit. These flowers, blend it out a little bit of that shaded area. So everywhere where I want shade, I can do this. All right, so my shaded area is on the bottom, so I'm going to go ahead with the non-photo blue on the bottoms. With the olive green as well on the bottom here. And maybe we should do some shading on the left side. So with the olive green, the non-photo blue, and the dahlia. So I'm going to write that down while we remember. So for the shading, so we used the 1009, the 919, and the 911. Okay, so a little bit of water. Let's continue with the Dahlia Purple 1009. So this was also going to be shaded along the roof here. We said on the left side, so this is the left side here that's going to be mostly shaded. So we'll go in with the olive green. Just on this side, and the non-photo blue just on this side. There. Which means that beside this little area here is going to be darker. Underneath here is going to be darker. So dahlia, olive green, and non-photo. There we go. And then with our dahlia, we'll start with a dark to light. Very light with the dahlia. Please like and subscribe. I appreciate it so much. A little darker to light. A to light. All right, we'll do the side of the house a little darker. Sometimes those areas are darker on a house. Okay, under this beam here, we're going to go with the dahlia. It's going to be our shaded area, and under here as well. And on that left side, will be shaded. Underneath here and on the left. Okay, with our olive green, we will go back over what we just did with the dahlia. I did this side, but it doesn't matter, right? If we make a little mistake. Okay, the non-photo blue. So enough pressure because you're not going to be using any more colors here. So it's being burnished at the same time. All right, so let's go down with our dahlia very lightly. At the top, it's a little bit darker, just a tad, because we're going from dark to light on the walls here. So just one more layer just to make sure I do have it going dark to light. So what I'm doing now is not where the shading is, it's just below. Just a tad below. And then very lightly underneath. I will probably add another color in these leaves just because we want them to stand out from there. I'll make this darker because often when we look at a house, they're just darker on the end. Okay, a little bit of shade under the leaves. Okay, with the olive green, the shading here. non-photo where the shading is. All right. I like this. I'm very happy. Let's sharpen the yellow. I'm going to color all of these little plants here with some yellow. Okay, I'm going to take the Grass Green 909. Missed this one here. And just the ends with the Grass 9. All right, that looks good. Now we're going to take our two blues. So the 919 non-photo blue and the 1024 blue slate. I'm going to sharpen them properly. Okay, so with the blue slate, 1024, I'll go very lightly everywhere. Very, very lightly. With the non-photo blue, I'll do mostly on the side, the bottom, on the side. The side, the bottom, the side. All right, now, this one here. With the lavender 934, I'm going to do just the middle. I'm not going on the non-photo blue. I'm going only in the middle. Okay, with the blue slate, I'm going to blend everything very lightly. There we go. I forgot this little on the sides with the grass green. And then the middle, I'll go back with the yellow in the middle. Just get this nice and yellow. Alrighty. Okay. So let's do one leaf here. Okay. So we're going to do it the same way that we did this one. So with the 911 olive green. We did all of the contours. Then the grass green, 909. So we're just going over the olive green and a little bit more. Then with our spring green 913, we're going over what we just did and a little bit more. With our yellow 915, we're blending all of that together. There we go. So I'm going to leave it here for today, and I'm looking forward to tomorrow. I'm just going to add a bit more pale vermilion here. I'm going to go over the yellow with a little bit of pale vermilion. Over here. I do that often. It's okay, so I think we're going to leave this here. And then, well, oh, I want to try one more thing. Oh, that is really funny. Okay. There we go. Let's just add a little bit of pomegranate 195 in these little flowers here. And add the white to these flowers. I'm just going to finish the background here before putting the white. The stems will be in olive green, stems from these flowers. I'm not going to fuss, it's such a small area. Right now I just want to be able to add the white here, the Posca. So before I put the Posca, I'd rather have finished everything that's around the flowers. Spring green. Okay, now I can go ahead and put some Posca. Heart-shaped flowers. the stems of these flowers I'm going to go over with the olive green. There we go. So this is starting to look quite pretty. So I will continue tomorrow. So have a good day and like and subscribe. Thank you. Ciao, everybody.